Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
All right, let's talk about something that can drive any Dodge owner crazy, that pesky P0069 trouble code. If that code's staring you in the face, don't worry, we're going to get it sorted. You know that feeling, right? You're just driving along, minding your own business, and bam, there it is. That check engine light glowing on your dash. It's a real mood killer. So you grab your scanner, plug it in, and it gives you the news, P0069. Well, guess what? If that's your code, you've come to the perfect place. We're going to break this down for you. And we're not going to beat around the bush. In just the next few minutes, you're going to know exactly what this code is all about, and more importantly, have a clear plan on how to fix it. Okay, so first things first. What even is code P0069? Well, it all boils down to an issue with something called manifold pressure. At its core, the P0069 code means your car's computer is confused. It's getting two different stories from two different sensors: the manifold absolute pressure sensor, that's your MAP sensor, and the barometric pressure sensor, or baro. Here's a simple way to picture it. Imagine your engine's lungs, that's the intake system, are telling its brain, the computer, one thing about how much air is coming in, but the brain is hearing something else entirely. They just don't agree. And when that happens, the computer flags it with this code. Okay, so the computer's confused. Big deal, right? Well, yeah, it actually is a big deal. This isn't something you want to ignore, and here's why. We're not just talking about an annoying light. You'll actually feel this. Your truck might feel sluggish, like it's lost its punch. You'll definitely notice you're visiting the gas station way more often, and you could even fail an emissions test. Seriously, letting this go can cause a whole chain reaction of other engine problems. All right, enough with the problems. Let's get to the solution. The trick to fixing this code is knowing where to look. So we've put together a super simple 5-step checklist to help you hunt down the real culprit. And here's the good news. It usually boils down to one of 5 things. These issues range from super simple stuff, like a clogged filter, to something a bit more involved, like a bad sensor. We're going to go through every single one. Okay, you've got the checklist. Now it's time to put it to use. Let's get to work and figure this thing out. Now, we're going to be smart about this. We're not just going to start replacing expensive parts. We'll start with the easiest, cheapest, and most common fixes first. Trust me, this method is going to save you a ton of time, money, and headaches. Step 1, the air filter. I know, it sounds almost too easy, right? But you'd be shocked. A really dirty, clogged up air filter can choke the engine and is a super common cause for this exact code. It's always the first place you should look. And hey, while you've got the hood open and you're checking that filter, take a quick peek down the rest of the intake. You're looking for anything that shouldn't be there. Leaves, a plastic bag, maybe a shop rag someone forgot. You never know. Okay, so if the airway is all clear and you have a supercharged engine, we move on to suspect number 2, the bypass valve. This little guy's job is to manage boost pressure, and if it gets lazy or stuck, it can definitely cause the P0069 code. So what you want to do is give it a good look. Is it gunked up? Is it sticking? Also, and this is important, check the electrical plug. Is it on tight? Is it clean? Sometimes just cleaning it up is all it takes, but if it's really bad, you might need a new one. All right, next up on our list, step 3, the throttle body. This is another part that can get sticky. And just like that bypass valve, a sticky throttle body will throw off the pressure readings and, you guessed it, trigger our code. The process here is pretty much the same. You're looking for that black carbon gunk that can make the throttle plate stick. Most of the time, a good cleaning will get it working like new. But if it's worn out, a replacement is your only option. Okay, if you've checked the filter, the bypass valve, and the throttle body, and you're still getting the code, it's time to look at the sensors themselves. We're starting with the supercharger inlet pressure sensor. It might just be lying to the computer. And listen up, because this part is super important. If you have to replace the sensor, you can't just swap it out and call it a day. You have to get the computer recalibrated. If you skip this step, the computer won't know what to do with the new sensor, and that check engine light will pop right back on. And that brings us to the last stop on our diagnostic tour, step 5, the baro sensor. Remember how we said this was a correlation issue? Well, this sensor is the other side of that conversation. If it's giving bad info, you'll get the P0069 code. And yep, you guessed it. Guess like that other sensor, if you replace this one, you've got to get it recalibrated. It's the only way to make sure the computer trusts the new part and finally turns off that light for good. So let's recap. We've talked about what the code means, what problems it causes, and a 5-step plan to hunt it down. So what's the big takeaway here? The main thing to remember is that you absolutely can fix this. Don't be intimidated by it. By just following these steps logically, from easiest to hardest, you can find the root of the problem, get it fixed, and save yourself from much bigger headaches later on. So there you have it. You have the checklist, you have the roadmap. The answer to your problem is on that list somewhere. The only question left is, which one is the culprit hiding in your engine?